So, good evening, good evening. Apologies for my lateness. I was making up a nice little tangerine smoothie, tangerine banana, a little bit of Greek yogurt, a little bit of golden syrup, a couple of ice cubes, and yeah, it tastes all right. So yeah, apologies for that. We're going to get into to Arsenal's financial state in a short moment. I just want to remind you, I am doing a watch along tonight. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. I'm doing a watch along for the Chelsea game at home against Liverpool. So looking forward to that, actually. That should be a good game. Liverpool need to bounce back. Not that I'm in any position to tell Liverpool what they can and cannot do, but I'm quite sure they'd like to win the FA Cup. Maybe that's now a priority, along with the Champions League. They've got the league sewn up already. So yeah, maybe they can go on and win the treble, and maybe they can then laugh at the Arsenal fans laughing at them. Who knows? Who knows? I'm sure we'll see what happens tonight. But Arsenal have recorded losses, a financial loss for the first time in 18 years. Now, it's a £27 million loss. I'm actually going to read out the whole report in a minute, which is on Forbes.com. I've got to promote them or they kick off. So I'm actually going to load that up in a second and read out the whole thing. Because although it says it's a £27 million loss, it's actually over £80 million difference from last season, when it came out with the report for last season, or the season before that, sorry. We made 53.6 million or so in profit in the previous season, and now we've lost 27 million pounds. So when you add both of them in together, it's about 80 million quid difference. And that is a lot of money. Now, Mikel Arteta has kind of hinted towards the fact that we might have to sell before we can buy. What I want to know is, and I'm quite sure everybody else that supports Arsenal wants to know is, where's all the money gone? Because anybody who looks into the financial side of the game at Arsenal will know that the Emirates Stadium only costs £20 million a year, and it is not paid off until 2031. So qualifying for Champions League year in, year out for 20 odd years or whatever it was, I suppose to the club was a trophy. It was to Arsene Wenger at the time. And that qualification for the Champions League paid the stadium debt. So where's the rest of the money? Where's the ticket price, the ticket money, the revenue on match days? Where's all the sponsorship deals? You know, where's all that money gone? I'd like to know where it's all gone. And it's very easy when you look at their accounts for them to hide money. I get that. You know, if they've got a decent accountant, which I'm sure they have, it's very, very easy to hide money. But let me load this up. Let me get this up on the screen. If I can see it, there it is. And rather than me waffling on, we'll go straight into the whole thing. So Arsenal's first financial loss since 2002. Like I said, this is on Forbes.com. So it's not just a made up thing. It is a genuine bona fide thing. But let's read. I'm going to read the whole thing. This goes on for quite a while, so bear with me. I can't see any of your comments right now because I am looking at the screen. So do bear with me and I'll come back to you in a minute. But basically, it was just talking about the game at the weekend with Liverpool, everyone laughing, blah, blah, blah. The team knocks out the Europa League on Thursday. Late on Friday, the financial results for Arsenal Holdings Limited were posted. You might remember at the start of December, Arsenal posted results showing an after-tax loss of 19 million quid. Much was made in the papers and the blogs that Arsenal's matchday receipts had dropped by an incredible 30 million, from 99 million a year on match days to 69 million. But as was explained, way too early to jump to conclusions. And the document made public in December was for Arsenal Football Club rather than Arsenal Holdings. They run as two separate entities under the same umbrella, I'd imagine. And the financial performance for the latter is regarded the better gauge of the entity's performance. What's more, as the notes to Arsenal Football Club report specified, that the drop of matchday receipts was just timing issues between subsidiaries rather than the real reduction in revenue. But as it turned out, the performance of Arsenal Holdings wasn't much better anyway. In fact, it was worse. Although the 30 million in matchday revenue somehow found its way back home, which is what I said a minute ago, you can very easily hide money if you know what you are doing and if you have got a top drawer accountant. So Arsenal have lost 30 million quid off of matchday revenue annually over here, Oh, but all of a sudden they've now got it back because all they've done is take it from there and put it there and make out a loss somewhere else that we can't really see. So that's very smart of Arsenal to do that. I'd actually imagine that the loss is £30 million because the amount of empty seats at the Emirates recently in the last 12 to 18 months would probably equate to 30 million quid, there or thereabouts. But there we go. Arsenal Holdings posted a after-tax loss of £27 million. We're now going to get into some of the nitty-gritty. And like I said, I can't see your comments because I'm looking at this screen right now. But do drive the likes up, and I will come back to some of them in a minute. A year ago, Arsenal Holdings posted an after-tax profit of 56.5. So it is an 84. I don't know if you can all see that. I'm hoping you can. An 84 million pound reversal from last year's 56 million down to 27 million loss. That is absolutely ridiculous. We have lost as a football club 84 million pounds from last year to this year. That's unbelievable. It's Arsenal's first loss since 2002. So what's happened? Arsenal's decline can be captured in just a few metrics. Well, yeah, pretty damn easy to figure it out. Let's be real. It then went on about the turnover. The turnover was actually up about 6 million, 6.5 million. Property development, well, that was next to nothing. It was actually a loss of 14. Profit on players. Well, there we go. There's a big chunk of it. We made £12 million profit on players in 2018-19. The year before, we made 120 million. Here we go. Wages. Arsenal can't compete with anybody else, apparently. But we have been competing because we're wasting £234 million a season. The season before was 240. Now, both of them figures there are more than Chelsea's wage bill. Both of them, each year. So the 234 for last year is more than Chelsea. The 240 the year before, Wenger's last season, is more than Chelsea. Amortization, something that not many Arsenal fans know about. And this, my friends, is how you buy players. 89.7 million pounds was paid out in 2018-19. Now that 89.7 is probably an accumulation of maybe 2 or 3 years worth of transfers, where you've paid out. So for example, we paid out £20 million up front for Pepe. We now have to pay the remaining payments over the next X amount of years or whatever that may be. So that figure there is £89.7 million. That is what we've actually paid out in regards to buying players that are already either at the club or players that we got into the club that season in terms of the structured payments, which, by the way, isn't just exclusive to Arsenal. That is a thing that runs through football. But most people are so brain dead that they just go, oh, well, Pepe cost 72 million. So does that mean we've paid 72 million? No. Man United paid 80 million for Harry Maguire. Do you think they paid 80 million up front? No. Do you think, that any other football club in the world is paying up front for players? No, they're not. It's all done on payments, depending on what club you are, what player it is. It'll depend on what the fee is each year, or how quickly they want to do it, whether it's got add-ons and stuff like that, and how quickly they're paid. Unless it's Neymar, and then you just write a check and go, there you go. There's your £200 million. The year before was 85 million. So for me, this is the kind of figure that we've been spending, 80-90 million pounds, which I've said millions of times before. When you're spending 80 to 90 million pounds, you can buy well over 100 million pounds worth of players. Yet again, we spent 140 million pounds, and I'd imagine that figure will be the same next year when we read this out, there or thereabouts, maybe a little bit less. They're the main ones that I wanted to read out off of that. The tax went down. We actually had a tax loss. So there we go. The changes in the column, 83.8 million. Turnover increased slightly, but still lagged behind the record 423 million that we got in 2016. Commercial broadcasting and player loans also increased slightly, while matchday revenue dropped 2.7 million. They obviously put the money back. Like I said, they found it from somewhere else. They put it back there. Development of the whole Old Highbury site and surrounding areas generated more than 50 million in profits in 2017-18. over the last decade. But I think them days are over. Revenue and costs were little more than pocket change. We've rinsed all of that property now. That has been absolutely rinsed. That's gone in the coffers of Sir Chips Keswick and all the other clowns that are sitting on the board waiting to die. Because that's all they're doing, let's be real. They're all in their 80s. They've got no interest in football. They couldn't care less. Profit and sale of players together with profit and red into black 7 times in the previous 10 years. But a drop of 108 million was significant contributor to Arsenal's year-on-year slide. Wages went down, or did they? Here we go. Included in the 2017-18 wage costs were exceptional costs of 16.8 million. In 2018-19, the number was 3.2. If you exclude the exceptional cost of wages, actually increased from 223 million a year to 231.7 million a year. So there we go. There's a wage increase. So although the exceptional costs have gone up, what are these exceptional costs? Can somebody detail what an exceptional cost is? How do they do that? There you go. Amortization increased by 3.9 million, although Arsenal will push that number beyond 90 million in 1920. So we spent 140 million pounds, and there's the figure that we're likely to come up with around that. We don't need to read out the rest of these. That was just basically the bullet points we went through a minute ago. Summary, here we go. Like I said, do drive the likes up on this video. I would very much appreciate that. There's 270 people watching this. Like I said, I will come to some of your comments in a minute. I just want to rinse through this as much as I can. And then we'll close that window up and we'll just go over it and see what your thoughts are. Arsenal's profit since 2002 has been built on 3 pillars: qualifying for Champions League, profit of property development, and profit off the sale of players. However, the pillars have been shaken and are no longer stable. Damn right they ain't. The Champions League given way to the Europa League with the drop in result in revenue. The property development has turned into a tidy little sideline for a decade, but has now run its course because there's none left to sell. Last but by no means least, Arsenal, after the house cleaning of 2017, has been trying to strengthen the squad rather than selling players. However, it is clear Arsenal cannot outrun cold financial reality. Arsenal need a new business and financial model, and quickly. I think, well, that's pretty damning. The future. It looks ominous for Arsenal. Missing out on Champions League money over the last 2 years and this season has cost Arsenal in excess of £130 million. And there is a distinct possibility that Arsenal will miss out on the Europa League in 2021. The loss to Olympiacos in the round of 32 will see a reduction of at least £8 million in UEFA prize money from the last season. Missing out completely will cost us an additional £25 million. Adding to that, a strong possibility of less money from the Premier League as they slip down the table, which we do. And the words financial crisis isn't hyperbole. The selling of players is only a viable short or medium term option, and the team has laid at least some of the red link alone, let alone the balance books. That is pretty much that. That is pretty relentless. And I'll tell you what, that backs up everything I have said since I've had a YouTube channel. This club has been piss poorly run by absolute fools that couldn't care less and have just run it into the ground whilst milking it along the way. Letting the play inside of it just get worse and worse and worse and worse. The absolute monumental cock-ups from this football club. Yeah, we don't need to go through them all. But for me, here's some of them, right? Alexis Sanchez, they had a bid from Manchester City for there or thereabouts £60 million. Oh, we don't want your 60 million. Well, hang on a minute. According to Arsenal fans, Stan Kroenke's into money and he's a money grabber. So why didn't we take the 60 million? Can somebody answer that? If we're that desperate and we really want just to keep the money, why didn't we take the 60 million? Because I'll tell you what, we bloody should have took the 60 million. We should have been money grabbers because we then swapped him for an absolute donkey who is now at Roma. Yeah, and that is an absolute disgrace. Whoever made that decision should be fired. And if they're not already, if they're already gone, lock them up. Yeah, disgusting. They have cost us a replacement just in that one guy alone. That's £60 million. We might not have replaced Alexis, granted. Go and buy a centre back with it, which is what we've been crying out for. That decision alone was disgusting. Then you go back to even before that. But let's keep it with some of the recent ones. Let's keep it with some of the recent ones. Mohamed El Neni. Who decided to buy him for £5-7 million, whatever that was? Why did we buy him? The geezer's not a footballer. Why did we buy him? Cole Jenkinson, whose idea was it to keep giving him a new contract every other couple of years or whatever it was? He was at the club 8 years. Why? He probably took the best part of £20 million out of that football club in wages. Why? You know, and when you look at all of these, when you look at all these little decisions, I'm not going to go through all of them, otherwise I'll be here all night. But when you look at all of these decisions, Van Persie, 25 million. Unbelievable, mate. I cannot believe that. You know, Serge Gnabry, evening to everybody in the chat. Serge Gnabry, I don't think any of us could have expected him to go on to have the kick forward that he's had. I don't think anyone expected that because he didn't get a chance at Arsenal because Wenger didn't want to play him for whatever reason. And Tony Pulis said he weren't good enough for West Brom. So there we go. That is actually really nice. I highly recommend that. Like I said, tangerine, apple, banana, golden syrup, a few ice cubes, and a bit of Greek yogurt. Whisk it all up. Happy days. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain for 40 million, I thought was good business. I thought Alex Iwobi for 40 million, again, good business. But as you can see, transfer fees are not paid up front. Yeah, you get a payment up front. You don't pay the whole fee up front. So that 40 million we got for Oxlade-Chamberlain, they're probably still paying for it. They probably still owe us money off of that. Necking burger sauce, you dickhead. It does actually look like burger sauce, doesn't it? But yeah, same with I'll give you another example. Coutinho. Coutinho was sold to Barcelona for £140 million. Barcelona still owe over half of that money to Liverpool. They didn't go, oh, here you go, Liverpool FC Limited or whatever you're called. There's 140. They went, we'll pay you X amount up front and then we'll pay the rest over the life of the contract. So they still owe them about 70 odd million quid, Liverpool, which, by the way, paid for their two players, Van Dijk and Alisson, which then, and I'll give you another example. This is the easiest way to explain it, right? Di Maria went from Real Madrid to Man United for £63 million. A year later, they sold him to PSG for, I think it was £16 million less than they got him for, or what the fee from Real Madrid was. Yeah, so everyone's going, look, he's flopped. He's flopped. Yeah, they made £3 million profit on him that season. Overall, they wouldn't, obviously, but that season they made a £3 million profit on Di Maria because the payment that PSG paid up front as the first payment was £3 million more than Man United paid up front for the first payment to Real Madrid. And people don't get that. People just go, oh, do this, do it. It's not that easy. It's not that straightforward. What I do get the ump with is when people say, oh, we're not going to spend any money. Absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish. You know, we could go out and spend, like I've just shown you there, 80 or 90 million pounds, and that'll get you 200 million quid's worth of players if you play it right. You have to play it right. But the problem is, we've run out of Champions League. We're getting run out of the Europa League at the moment. We're not selling any property anymore because it's all done. We've sold all of our decent players. Now we're left with crap on overhyped wages. Yeah. How do we go forward as a football club? How do we go forward and go, right, we need an overhaul of all of these players, or the majority of them, but we also need to try and compete and try and get, for me, I couldn't give a toss about top four. Genuinely couldn't. If you ain't winning it, what's the fucking point? Yeah, it's just there to make up the numbers. So for me, if you're not a title winner, couldn't care less. I'd rather be Europa League. That's our level. I think that's our level. In fact, it's not even our level at the moment, is it? Let's be honest. But at the same time, we've got a massive dilemma because the only way I see we get out of this is sell the best players. That's just my opinion on it. Aubameyang. Lacazette, we can put him in the best category, or we could put him in the most valuable category, whichever category tickles your fancy, because we will get 45 plus for him all day long. All day long. Aubameyang, again, we'll get 50, 60 million quid for him. Yeah, somebody out there will pay 50 or 60 million quid for him. For me, that's the only way we get out of this. We're losing money. Zebra says, Stan, get your wallet out. It's not as simple as that. I've done videos on that before. It's genuinely not as simple as just Stan getting his wallet out. We've just seen Man City being done for financial fair play for Mickeying the figures and putting money into the club that they shouldn't be. The only way we can have an increased level of spending is if Stan Kroenke suddenly decides to, for example, I don't know, sponsor London Colney for 300 million quid over the next 3 years. Yeah, and if he does that via a different company that he owns. Yeah, that's the only way. And this is what gets in my head as well and winds me up, is when people go, oh, well, if he sells it and somebody else comes in, we need investment. Yeah, cool. Our wage bill is still up here. Our income is still down here. So until we make our income a lot bigger, we're not going to be able to spend. I don't think people grasp that, which is why 99.9% of football fans will never run a business, because they don't grasp basic business sense and business acumen. You know, if your wage bill is 240 million quid and your income is only 370 million quid, you've got 130 million pounds to play with. How are you going out and doing all of these millions every year when you've got the upkeep of the stadium debt, you've got to have money in the bank for a rainy day, for example, 4 times like when we don't qualify for Europa League or Champions League. You've got to make sure that, you know, I'm quite sure that all of the members of the board are taking little dividends every single year. You know, all of these things, I don't think a business should be running right on the brink to the point where you've got 130 million pounds from your income to your wage bill difference. And then you go, right, let's go and do the 130 million. Then what? Then let's say the Emirates gets a water leak. Then what? How do we pay for that? Yeah. Then how are we keeping the upkeep of the stadium? How are we keeping the upkeep of London Colney? It's very, very easy to sit there and say, go and do 140 million quid every year. Great, cool. Yeah. Raise the income level. And there's a few ways to do that. Either get better on the football pitch and qualify for the better tournament, which is the Champions League. Win titles, which earns more money. Win the Champions League, which earns more money. Get better sponsorship deals. I think we're right on the brink with that anyway. The deals that we've got are top deals. You know, they're in some of the most top deals on the planet out of all the other football clubs. So the only other way is for an owner to go, right, cool, we're going to sponsor London Colney 300 million quid. That's the only way I see it. And he'll do it on a 3-year. If you pay the stadium debt, Don Manero, I think it works out that it'd be nearly double what we owe because of all the penalties and that. Yeah, this is how mad it is. When we set that up in 2002, which ironically was the last year we actually lost money, the interest rate on that loan that we got, I think it was from Barclays Bank, the interest rate on it was 5.9%. The interest rate, and it's on a 25-year mortgage apparently, the interest rate on Tottenham's stadium loan is 1.9%. So Tottenham's stadium debt in terms of repayment is there or thereabouts the same as ours. And that's crazy considering their stadium costs double. But their stadium payments every year are there or thereabouts the same kind of figure that we're paying every year. And we've been paying ours for, what, 18 years. So we've still got quite a while to go yet. We have still got quite a while to go. And that started in 2006. So it's been less than that. It's been 14 years. So we've still got another 11 years of payments to go on that, which equates to what? 200 odd million quid, 220 million, something like that. And it's not easy. And this is the problem. Mismanagement of player sales is the biggest contributor to me of why we are in this scenario. We have let go so many decent players for such low fees, then we've overpaid on the replacements from. How the fuck is Granit Xhaka 35 million quid when you can go and buy N'Golo Kante the same season for 32 million? I'll tell you why. Because with his wages and with his agent fee and with all the little bonuses and add-ons, Granit fucking Xhaka worked out about £1 million less overall than N'Golo Kante. So the fucking Messiah decides to go, well, maybe he's a little bit too small for Premier League. Fuck off, man. Yeah, Granit Xhaka. Jesus Christ. And that is how we have been running. Because of £1 million we didn't sign N'Golo Kante. Then you can go down the route of, I don't know, Luis Suarez, 40 million and one. We could have paid 55 million and one. We still would have made a profit on him because he would have gone 2 years later to Barca anyway. And we would have made £20 million profit anyway. Yeah, and we would have won a title. So another cock up. Then when you're selling Van Persie for £27 million, when you're buying Mustafi for 35 million and giving him 100 grand a week, that's over £50 million investment in that one clown at centre back. Yeah. Then you put the clown in midfield. Again, he's now on another contract, by the way, Xhaka. Yeah. So that's going to cost there or thereabouts about £70 million for that clown in midfield. Them two players alone, over £120 million in wages and transfer fee. This is the best one. The superstar. Let me have a swig of my smoothie. I'm going to need it. The superstar. From the day we signed him to the day his contract expires, £153 million investment in that fraud. Because that's what he is. He is a fraud. He is posing as a footballer. It should be done for fraud and deception. Yeah, because he has duped millions of you lot out there into thinking he is a fucking decent footballer. Yeah. Tell me, is he £153 million decent? Can somebody tell me that? If there is anybody out there that thinks he's worth every penny of that £153 million, please do tell me so I can block you. Yeah? Because you're living in a deluded bubble. Trust me. 153 million quid that guy's nicked out of this football club, including the transfer fee. So about 110 between him and his agent. Absolutely disgusting. And that, coupled with Mustafi, coupled with Granit Xhaka, that buys the whole Liverpool team there or thereabouts, doesn't it? The whole Liverpool 11. Mane, 27. Salah was, what, 27? How much was Firmino? I think he was less than that, wasn't he? The three most expensive players in their team cost, what, 190 million. Their team, their first 11 cost about 300 million quid. All them three I've just named there, all of their wages, all of their transfer fees, could have bought nearly all of Liverpool's first 11. Transfer fees alone, not wages, transfer fees. That is a monumental cock-up, them three players alone. You could then look at Aaron Ramsey, another one, another cock-up. We've allowed a £50 million player to walk out of this football club for zip, nada, zilch, nothing. Another absolute cock-up. And people go, oh, well, that was Emery's fault. That was Raul's fault. No, I make him right to rip that contract up because he ain't worth half of what he wanted. Yeah, he ain't worth half of what he wanted. And he's duped millions again of people out there into thinking he's some sort of great player. Have a look at what he's done this season at Juve, apart from nick 20 million quid in wages. He's done. He weren't that great anyway. And we were going to, oh, Aaron, let's give him 300 grand a week. No, he averages 3 goals a season. Bugger off. Yeah, I said it at the time. I say it again. He will be at Everton. Yeah, I said it when he left. He will end up at Everton inside 3 years. I am adamant he will be at Everton. They're going to bin him in the summer. The only reason they brought him, they didn't think he was any good, by the way. They brought him, and they are so smart in what they did, Juventus. They do it every single time. They see an opportunity to dangle the carrot of Cristiano Ronaldo. Here you go, Aaron. Come and play with Cristiano. Yeah, come and play for the old lady. Come on, come to Turin, baby. Yeah, come to Turin. You can play for a top draw football club that will win trophies every year. Come and play for us. We'll give you 400 grand a week. My man's over as quick as a flash. He's learning fucking Italian. He's buying property, fucking loving life. Yeah, they're going to pay him £20 million in wages. All I got told when that happened was it's before tax. So when you go for your next job interview, don't ask what the salary is. Just ask what after tax is. Yeah, because that's how people were going on in the summer. Oh, it's after tax. Who gives a fuck? 400 grand a week is 400 grand a week. Yeah, £20 million a year. His agent earned 5 million, apparently. There's 25 million pounds. Let's say he got a little £2 million sweetener. There's 27. Are you telling me after 1 year of paying out 27 million pounds to that guy they're not going to sell him this summer for more than £27 million. It was a great bit of business. They could make instant profit off of him within 1 year, as long as he stays fit. They didn't want him. Do you think he was going to ever get in their team? Jesus Christ. The geezer can't play football properly. All he is flicks and tricks. Yeah, he's been benched most of this season. Yeah, there's a reason for that, because he ain't that good. And our fans were begging him to stay. Oh, but he cried on the last day. Fuck out of here, man, about crying. FA Cup legend, do not get me wrong. Premier League, nah. You had half a good season, my friend, and all you done was do stupid flicks and tricks and think you were fucking Aaron Messi. Yeah? How about fucking jog on? But either way, that was a cock-up from this club to let him go for free. That should have been resolved way before. But I make the club right by saying, fuck that, we're ripping that up, my friends. Yeah, that can go in the fucking bin. You ain't worth 400 grand a week. You ain't even worth 100 grand a week. You know, so he's not a legend. If you think a legend is somebody who scores 3 goals a season, my friend, and is apparently one of the best box-to-box midfielders, then you need to evaluate what level of footballer you're looking at. He's a cup hero. Yeah, he's not a legend. I've seen legends at this football club, mate. Most of them have got a statue outside the ground. Yeah, some of them haven't, but most of them have. So there we go. So add all of these things up with Ramsey, with Sanchez, throwing stupid money at Ozil, throwing stupid money at Granit Xhaka with the fee as well, the fee for Mustafi and throwing stupid money at him. All of that added together, now all of a sudden, you're talking about £400 million in cock-ups. So name me one other business out there that can fuck up £400 million. Because that's what it is. Aaron Ramsey, letting him go is 50 million quid. Alexis Sanchez swapping him for that donkey at Man United, who's now at Roma, that probably, let's say Mickey was worth 25 million. Alexis was worth 60 because that's what Man City bid. So there's 35. That's now 85 if you add Ramsey on top of that. Then add the 150 we've wasted on Mesut Ozil. Yeah. Now we're talking 230, 235. £100 million or more, 120 with Xhaka and Mustafi. Seriously, it just goes on and on and on. And these are the things that when people actually sit back, strip it back and look at it properly, they will sit there and go, boy, fucking hell, who was making these decisions? And that is what I'd love to know. Personally, me, I think it was Wenger and Gazidis. And I think that Stan Kroenke just went, yeah, do what you're doing. Do what you're doing. Do what you're doing. I ain't interested in football, mate. I've only bought it so I can fucking get the European Super League later down the road and make a fortune out of it. And if that don't happen, I'll fuck it off anyway. So that's why he's bought it. Yeah, he ain't interested. And at the same time, on the flip side of that, if you go and buy a dildo factory and you know nothing about dildos, and you've got the messiah of dildos who's been in and around the dildo industry for about 35 years, why would you sack that guy if you don't know nothing about dildos? Oh, yeah, man, I'm going to keep you in the job, man. You just do what you're doing, y'all. You just keep going, y'all. Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, y'all. Yeah, why would you sack that guy? You know fuck all about football. The board have been there since before I was born, and I'm 38 in a couple of months. They've all been board members for about 40 or 50 years. So why would you sack them? That makes no sense to me if you don't know nothing about football. But at the same time, the reason he hasn't sacked him is because it was still making money. Now he's got a decision to make. Yeah, he's got to fucking man up, and so is his little poncy little son. Right? They've got to man up now and say, because they now own the full football club. They never did that back then. They now do own the full football club. Thank you, Pramod, for your donation, mate. Kolasinac, Mickey, Xhaka, Mustafi, Fraudzeal wages would be around 900 grand a week. We'd be saving 40 million a year. See if we sell them. There you go. There you go. Who gave Kolasinac 190 grand a week? Jesus Christ. But this is where they've got decisions to make. Because when back then they weren't officially the 100% owners of the club, they are now. And as an owner of a football club, a full owner, you can sack your board. So now we've made a loss. Now it is hurting the club. Now it is hurting Kroenke. So everyone who didn't bother going to a game last season, everybody who didn't take their seat up, and that's why we're losing revenue, well done to you. Because if that's what you believe, cool. Yeah, fair play. If you don't want to buy a shirt, that's up to you. Do what you do. I went and bought the shirts. I like the shirts. as simple as that. They've already been paid from Adidas anyway, so who cares? Everyone's entitled to do what they want, but at the same time, now that this has come to light, that we have lost £27 million for last season, that's without the season we're on now, which is a joke, by the way. Now they've got a decision to make. Are they going to sack all of them board members? Because for me, they should. Yeah, because they are the biggest problem, and they have been for a long, long time. Yeah, they allowed Wenger and Gazidis to get away with murder. They allowed them to, all of them cock-ups I've just said, they allowed them to do that. Yeah, they allowed that. Yeah, and then they filtered back up to the top boy. Oh, yeah, don't worry. Yeah, we're still making a profit. Yeah, we're just going to sell Alexis. Well, actually, we're going to swap him for Mkhitaryan. Yeah, we're going to do that. And he's just gone, yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, because he trusts them. And if you've been in and around the football club for 40, 50 years, you can kind of see why you would trust them, because you don't know anything about that industry. I get it. But at the same time, he's now losing money. So let's see if he's got some balls about him. Let's see if he does sack him, and let's see if he rejigs it and gets some new board members in there. We shall see. Anyway, I can fucking breathe now. 36 minutes, Jesus Christ. I've been rambling. I've been proper rambling. And I don't mean walking. I mean waffling. You drink my barbecue sauce. It's not barbecue sauce for anyone who's joined late. Let's read some of your comments out. We'll go for another 10 minutes. Don't forget, I'm doing a watch along tonight. I like Ramsey because he turns up for Wales. It's about the only time he does turn up. Afternoon to everybody in the chat. I hope that's, I don't know, maybe made you see it from a different side, perhaps. I don't know. Because a lot of that stuff in that report, a lot of people wouldn't have known. So I thought, you know what? Rather than me just waffling about it, I'll get the report up and then we'll go on after that. Turkish has been saying this for time. Big up Turkish, by the way. I like Turkish, man. Sound guy. Go and subscribe to his channel if you ain't. Mention how much Stan and Josh take. Josh. They've only. Thank you, the signature. I say they've only. They haven't taken any payments out of the football club for years. They took advisory fees twice, totaling 6 million, which before people want to start having a meltdown about, is 4 months of Mesut Ozil's annual salary. So there we go. But yeah, they haven't taken anything for time. Giveaway. Yeah, on every Arsenal match, mate. On every Arsenal match, Kazi. Afternoon to everybody watching this on Facebook. Do share the post around. That would be wicked if you could do that. I would appreciate it. Do you think Arteta will get ruthless in the summer and sell Ozil, or do you think he'll stay? Well, the PR machine that is Mesut Ozil has already got his agent to come out and say he ain't going anywhere. So that'd be another victory for the divs that support Mesut Ozil FC. I don't think he'll be going, mate. But the day he does go, Jesus Christ, that'll be the biggest day in this club's history. Trust me, that will be a big, big day, getting that clown that's fleecing this football club out of the club. All that money spent on Ozil, we could have paid for De Bruyne. It's true. Mate, I'm telling you, and this is the thing. When you look at it, here's another thing, yeah? When you look at it, the way I explained Liverpool's spending was wrong the other day. I said, take Torreira out of our team and put him in theirs. It's not the case. Take Sadio Mane out of Liverpool. He cost £27 million, yeah? Take him out and put him at Arsenal. That is the difference between Liverpool's spending and our spending in the last 5 seasons. And people are telling me, oh, but nobody invests. We need investment. We need this. When out comes Liverpool can build a fucking relentless football team, yeah? Relentless football team that are current European champions, because they're on course to it already, yeah? And they can still get to the latter stages of everything. And their spend is Sadio Mane more than Arsenal's in 5 years. Can somebody explain to me where we haven't had investment? Yeah, I've just explained all the crap that we've done. Their investment equates in the last 5 years to Sadio Mane more than Arsenal. That's it. That's it. We've had investment. We've spunked our investment. Bruno Fernandes and Pogba, top 4 secured for United. Pogba, mate, don't even talk to me about him. He's in that same category as Mesut Ozil, mate. Yeah, the quicker he leaves United, the quicker United will move forward as a football club. The same as Mesut Ozil. Big up, Joanne. Hope you're good. I'm having a major party when the German turd leaves. So am I. we'll get a bottle of Cristal or something and start popping it off. I can't wait for him to go. That is going to be a good day. A very good day when he leaves. Sick and tired of that guy, man. And let's build a team around him. How about why don't he actually adapt to what he's got around him? Why is it always him that has to have the team built around? No. Go. Just leave. Go and do what you're doing, man. Go and run your coffee shop in Miami. Not just investment. We need smarter, and we need to get smarter and not let players' contracts run down. That's the main problem, says Kylie Sparks. Exactly. And this is the problem. We've got Aubameyang now. We've got Aubameyang, Mustafi, David Luiz, Mesut Ozil, and I think Kolasinac. I might be wrong. It might be not be Kolasinac. It might be somebody else. But anyway, them 5 or 6 players, they're all going down to the last year of their contract in the summer. Socrates, that's it. Socrates. So we've got Socrates, Mustafi, and David Luiz, 3 of our centre-backs, all in the last year of their contract on the 1st of July. Mesut Ozil and Aubameyang. Yeah? What, we're getting rid of all of them? Actually, that's not a bad idea. Get rid of all of them and give Aubameyang the money. Yeah, so we'll add up all their wages and say, there you go. You have it. Well, that's what we've pretty much done with Ozil, isn't it? Oh, here you go. You have all the money, mate. Yeah, at least give it to somebody who can actually score goals, create goals, actually gives the toss. Stop talking shit. I'll tell you what then, mate. I'll block you so you don't have to reply anymore. Bye-bye. Yeah. Let's move on. The thing is with these Ozil fanboys who want him to stay, and there are some fans moan that we ain't buying players. Do they not realise that Ozil's wages are a massive dent and are hurting us? Well, they're Mesut Ozil FC, mate. I told you this. Mesut Ozil FC is bigger than Arsenal FC. That's how it rolls, mate. Like I said, somebody told me the other day that Mesut Ozil put a post up or something on Instagram, and somebody replied to it saying, when you leave, I leave. That had 8,000 likes on that particular comment. Yeah, disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. But that is the circus that follows that clown around, mate. And the quicker he's gone, the quicker this football club can breathe again and move on. And the quicker it dilute the fan base of divs. Saliba is an investment. Well, let's hope he works out. Let's hope he works out, because I don't think any of us have really seen him play yet. So there we go. Pick up, Jack. Mate, I know everywhere in Milton Keynes. I lived there 30 odd years, mate. Let's do a few more of these comments. I'm going to get out of here. Do drive the likes through the roof. That'd be fantastic. If you want to become a member of the channel, I'm doing a members stream on Friday for level 1 members. So if you are on level 2 or level 3, you get that as well. If you're on level 3, you get level 1 and 2 as well. So the stream we did yesterday on level 2 was sick. Really enjoyed that. Had 4 people on the camera. You can come on the camera. It's locked off to members. Really, really good chats. And yeah, check that out. The link's in the description. If you're on iPhone, you have to do it off Safari when you click on it. Or if you're on desktop, just hit join. So go check that out. Don't forget, I'm doing a watch along. It's scrolling across the bottom as we speak. Chelsea versus Liverpool live watch along here tonight. I'm looking forward to that game, actually. I'm looking really forward to that. Will the loss affect the summer transfers? Yes, Mikel Arteta has already said pretty much it will, mate. Yeah, he's already said we're pretty much going to have to sell before we can buy. So I think it will. The problem is, I've said this before, the recruitment at this football club has been a disgrace. And then people have been allowed to get away with it. I kind of see why they were getting away with it, because all the time the club's making money. It technically doesn't really matter to them, does it? You know, we're still getting there or thereabouts. We're getting in Europe every season. Yes, it's not the big one with the big ears. It's the little one. Well, it's actually not that little. I actually like the look. I wouldn't prefer it, but I like the look of the Europa League. What am I drinking? I am drinking tangerine, apple, banana, Greek yogurt, golden syrup, and some ice, all mixed up in a nice smoothie. It's lovely. I know it looks like barbecue sauce, but it ain't. It's actually really nice. I was thinking maybe put a bit of caramel vodka in it. I did that the other day. That was really nice. But I thought, nah, just drink that on its own today. but yeah, I've said that, you know, the biggest problem has been the recruitment, and the only way we can overcome this, people can say, get a new owner in. That's cool. That's cool. Your income is still your income. And we've seen with Man City, the people laughing. Arsenal's biggest victories this season in our fan base have been laughing at Man City because they're banned from Europe, and laughing at Liverpool because they lost a football match. That kind of sums up where this football club is right now. So there we go. Anyway, let's read a few more out and I'm going to go. Thank you, Kerry. What do you think of Bruno? Quality player, gutted he plays for you. Yes, Sergio, I hope you had a nice sleep, mate. I am doing a watch along tonight. It's already set up. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do this. I'll go to that. We'll go there. We'll click the link. There it is. And we will stick it in the chat. So you can all go and click on that, whack a like on it. That'd be lovely. And I'll be there in a bit. I'll be there a little bit later. Sad state of the club. Yes, sadly, it is in big, big problems. The only way out of this for me is by selling the best players, sadly, because that's the only way I think we're getting out of it. Selling the best players to get the most money in, to then be able to go and reinvest that in maybe a few like lesser known players that are then on the up, like a Martinelli, like a Gjorgjievski. You know, then you can go and sell them on again. Trust me, we're going to become a selling club real quick. Because Martinelli, if he carries on next season doing what he's done this season, there's going to be clubs looking at him for 60, 70 million quid. Gjorgjievski, I wouldn't be shocked if he goes this summer for about 30, 40 million quid. So, you know, that's how it's become. And that's because of too many monumental cock-ups and this muggy fan base at times allowing them to get away with it. Because they don't like this channel, or they don't like the person that's running that protest, or they don't like this, or whatever. I mean, the meltdown. I see DT's boy get given the shirt from Socrates last night. Fuck me. I went on Twitter today. You thought his kid would have shot someone. Yeah. The amount of fully grown adults that are in their 50s that are crying because a child got given a football shirt. Fucking state of this fan base. Yeah. Funny because none of them were actually at the game, but they claim to all be proper fans. Funny, none of them were at the game, but he was with his boy, and his boy got the shirt, so good luck to him. But anyway, on that note, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you to everybody who's listened to 47.5 minutes of me waffling. I hope you've had your eyes opened a little bit with that report from Forbes and maybe see it from a different side now, but we are pretty damn fucked, let's be real. It's going to be a long summer, people, so buckle up. But thanks very much, and I will see you. In fact, let me do this one more time. Let me stick the link in there again. Everyone, just go and whack a like on that video for me, because there is a few other people out there doing watch-alongs tonight. So it'd be nice if you could drive that one up real quick. And yeah, just click on the link, go and slap a like on it, and I'll see you all there later for the game. And we'll see a decent game unfold, hopefully. So until then, I'm out of here. Laters, peeps.